we have been discussing the most important topics for NEET. Now we came to the topic 4, which is nothing but friction, which is one of the most difficult and important topic in the whole physics, and it is completely related to how to apply laws of motion. Like when you want to apply laws of motion, choose the system, then draw the free body diagram by representing all the forces, then take the force components along x-axis and y-axis, and where x-axis always choose as direction of motion of the body or possible direction of motion. Then you can go for balancing the forces along y direction, and then you can write the equation of motion, that is resultant force equal to mass into acceleration along x-axis. So that is the way we usually apply laws of motion to any numerical, to any situation. Now if you consider the friction, what are the basic things required to understand the friction concept and to solve the numericals based on friction? First, what is the meaning of friction? Friction is nothing but an opposition develops to oppose the sliding between the surfaces. Not the motion, but the opposition to sliding, relative sliding between the two surfaces. Then here the opposition force whatever arises due to act of friction, that force what we call it as frictional force. Now here that frictional force is of three types: static, kinetic and rolling. But here mainly we study about static and kinetic friction. When you try to move the body which is placed on rough surface by applying some external force, as long as the body remains at rest, the opposition developed between the surfaces along the surface, parallel to surface, but opposite to possible direction of motion, is called static friction. So as long as the body remains at rest, even though you are trying to move the body, the opposition developed is called static frictional force. So when you increase the external force, the opposition also increases. That's why the static force is self-adjustable. It can adjust on its own when you keep on change the external force. But that doesn't mean that it will increase or it will change continuously. It will increase up to some maximum value, then it stops. It ceases. That maximum value up to which the body remains at rest, and the maximum preventing force which develops between the two surfaces is called limiting friction, which is depends on normal reaction, and the proportionality constant is mu s, coefficient of static friction. So that's why here I have written the condition: if F external force less than this limiting friction, then the body remains at rest and the frictional force value, static frictional force value, is exactly equal to external force. So balanced. So no motion. So acceleration is 0. Once the external force exceeds this limiting friction, equals or exceeds, you can take equal, greater or equal, then what happens? The body starts moving. The body moves, then the static friction converts into kinetic friction, because now the opposition value reduces than this one. That's why we have given another name, and this is the opposition developed when the body is in motion. That's why we call it as kinetic friction, which is also depends on normal reaction. And here the proportionality constant is mu k, that is coefficient of kinetic friction. Now take types of questions based on which we get the questions in entrance. Like this is like basic data, basic formula. everything it depends upon first understand the direction of friction. Always choose the direction of friction, that if the body is moving, then opposite to motion. If the body is not moving, then the friction direction is in the opposite direction of possible direction of motion. Or if there is no friction, in which direction the body can move, then in that direction the friction will develop. You assume if there is no friction, then understand what is the direction of motion, then you take the opposite direction as friction. So that is the way you decide the direction of friction. Now let us understand the types of questions or various situations based on friction. So first, if you consider, there is a one kind of question we get motion on rough horizontal surface, and another one we get motion on rough inclined surface. First let us try to understand motion on rough horizontal surface. First one, like you consider one rough horizontal surface having the frictional coefficient mu and not taking mu s mu k, because most of the times they will mention simply mu. If they give mu s mu k separately, then take it separately. If they give only mu, then take it mu only. Now if you give some velocity to the body on the rough surface and left it, then what happens? You throw a body, don't apply the force continuously, you just apply some momentum. You give some momentum to the body and leave it. Then the body will move up to some distance and then come to rest. The distance covered before coming to rest, starting, ending, the total distance covered is called stopping distance. And why the body is coming to rest? When the body comes to rest? When there is a deceleration. And that deceleration actually produces by what? Frictional force. Here the body is sliding means what frictional force will be there? Kinetic frictional force. So that if you draw the free body diagram, then the only force which opposes the motion is Fk. There is no force in the direction of motion. There is a normal reaction, there is an mg, so that Fk equal to mu k n, and the resultant force equal to mass into acceleration. Resultant force means what? Force in the direction of motion minus force in the opposite direction. So 0 minus Fk equal to ma, and Fk is nothing but what? Mu k n. N is what? mg. So mu k mg equal to ma, cancel. So a equal to, sorry, minus is there, minus mu kg. But here I said, if they mention mu s mu k separately, then take mu k. Otherwise, if they mention only mu, then what it will become? Minus mu g. And what is the stopping distance when the body given some velocity and decelerated? The stopping distance formula is u square by 2a. U is initial velocity. What is the initial velocity here? V. V square by 2. What is the acceleration magnitude? Mu g. This is the stopping distance. This is the one simple and important case based on friction, that too based on rough horizontal surface. And if you consider the same surface, same block, but don't give just velocity, now apply the force, horizontal force. Now the frictional coefficient again mu. Now you are applying some force F horizontally, then here develop some friction. If F is greater than or equal to Fs max, then only the body moves, then only the body have some acceleration. So first you have to find out what is the maximum friction can develop. Then compare with the external force whether it is greater or equal. Then decide whether the body will move or not. If the body is not moving, then there is no question of acceleration. That's why check this condition first. If this condition satisfies, then only you draw the free body diagram. Rightward external force, leftward kinetic friction, upward normal reaction, downward mg. Then what is the resultant force formula? Mass into acceleration. What is the resultant force? Force in the direction minus force in the opposite direction equal to mass into acceleration. So F minus mu k is mu Fk is mu k mg divided by m equal to A. But here they did not mention mu k mu s, so just take it as mu. So this is the acceleration, but this is only when this condition is satisfied. If F less than Fs max, then the acceleration is 0. The body remains at rest. So that's why try to check the condition and then decide. Now the third one is based on pushing or pulling. Pushing or pulling a body on the rough horizontal surface. It is clear that pulling is easier than pushing. Now the question is why, or how can we prove mathematically that pulling is easier than pushing? Let us consider one surface having coefficient mu and you are pulling the body at an angle theta with the horizontal. Initial case there was only horizontal force, but here the force is acting at some angle. Then you have to go for components F cos theta and this is F sin theta. Now you take the pushing concept. Now you are applying some force F at an angle theta. Then the horizontal component is again F cos theta, vertical component is again F sin theta. But what is the difference in case of pulling and pushing? In case of pulling, the vertical component is upward. In case of pushing, the vertical component is downward. Then what happens? Here the normal reaction will become mg minus F sin theta, because normal reaction up, F sin theta up, mg down. So n will become mg minus F sin theta. Here mg down, F sin theta down, n is up. So n will become mg plus F sin theta. So here normal reaction less. So friction is mu n. So here friction less, here friction more. So obviously pulling is easier than pushing. So based on this also they can ask questions. But in this case or in this case, what is the force pulling the body? F cos theta, F cos theta. Then what is the acceleration will become? F cos theta minus frictional force divided by mass. But what is the frictional force? Here mu n, mu times mg minus F sin theta. Here mu times n, where m is mg plus F sin theta. Make that difference properly. Otherwise you will get wrong. Acceleration formula is same in both the situation, but what is difference? Frictional force. So in case of pulling, normal reaction is lesser and friction is lesser. So that's why it is easier to pull a body than push. So pulling is easier than pushing. But in case of pulling only, one more question they can ask you, that is minimum force. In case of pulling, minimum force required to pull the body. At what angle you have to pull so that the body moves under the condition that minimum force. Now let us take, when you apply some force F at an angle theta, this is F cos theta and this is F sin theta. One more thing here we need to understand, that is, if you consider a rough surface and you kept a block on it, and when you try to move, there is a friction, there is a normal reaction, and the resultant force is called contact force. And the angle made by contact force with normal reaction is called angle of friction. What is that? Angle of friction. If you take tan alpha, what is tan alpha? Opposite by adjacent. Opposite is friction. This is F means this is F. F by n. F is mu n. So n cancel. So what it will come? Mu. So here this condition is utilized here. If this theta is alpha, the angle at which you are applying force is exactly equal to angle of friction, then the force required is minimum. So here minimum force required to move the body means it is ready to move. Ready to move means F cos theta is equal to backward what force will be there? Frictional force. Mu n. N is what? mg minus F sin theta. Then if you take common this side, then F value you will get it as mu mg by cos theta plus mu sin theta. But under the condition mu equal to tan alpha. If you substitute it, so F will become mu mg cos alpha by cos theta minus alpha. So F is minimum when theta is alpha, because F should be minimum. F should be minimum means the denominator should be maximum. What is the maximum value for cos theta? 1. When it is become maximum? Theta 0. That means angle 0. Theta minus alpha 0. So theta equal to alpha. That's why I mentioned this condition. If theta equal to alpha, then F is minimum. So that here the force required to pull the body is minimum under the condition theta equal to alpha. So that cos 0 is how much? 1. So F minimum will become mu mg cos alpha. Now tan alpha is mu. Then what is cos alpha will become? So you can take one right angle triangle. Like you take one right angle triangle alpha. This is mu, this is 1. This is under root mu square plus 1. Then what is cos alpha will become? Adjacent by hypotenuse. 1 by root of mu square plus 1. Substitute here. So mu mg by under root mu square plus 1. So what is this? This is the general force required to pull the body at any angle. But this is the minimum force required to pull the body. And to get that condition or to apply minimum force to move the body, at what angle you have to apply the force? At an angle exactly equal to what angle? Angle of friction. So these are all different cases which you can get based on motion on rough horizontal surface. So now if you understand, there are 4 different cases we have seen. So try to understand them, try to practice them and try to remember them properly. Because here concept and mathematical equation, everything is important. Now if you take the second type of question. What is the second type of question? Motion on rough inclined surface. Motion on rough inclined surface. What is motion on rough inclined surface? If the body is moving along the inclined surface which is inclined to horizontal at some angle. Let's take the first case in that. There is a fixed inclined surface having coefficient of friction mu. Then this is theta. Now here also one more condition will come, that is angle of repose. Means you take a inclined surface. Means suppose first you consider this is one horizontal surface. Now you tilt the surface. That means it is making some angle with the horizontal. When you kept a block on the surface and if you keep on increase the angle of inclination with horizontal, at one particular minimum value, the block kept on the surface ready to slide down. So that when it is ready to slide down, what happens is upward normal reaction is balanced by mg cos theta and downward mg sin theta is balanced by frictional force. That is mg sin theta is exactly equal to what? F mu n. N is how much? Mg cos theta. So that mg cancel. Cos theta, if you bring this side, tan theta equal to mu. In case of horizontal rough surface, there was tan alpha equal to mu, where alpha is angle of friction. Now same formula, tan theta equal to mu, but the surface is inclined surface, and this angle is called angle of repose. What is angle of repose? The angle of inclination below which the block does not slide. If the angle of inclination is greater than this, then only the block will move. Let's take the condition that there is angle of inclination pi, but that must be greater than theta, this theta. Then the body slides down with some acceleration. Then if you take the equation of acceleration, what is acceleration? Resultant force by mass. What is the resultant force? Force in the direction mg sin theta minus force in the opposite direction F by mass. F equal to what? Mu n. N equal to what? Mg cos theta. So get cancelled. G into sin theta minus mu cos theta. Just substitute F equal to mu mg cos theta, then get cancelled. So that this is the acceleration. If there is no friction, then mu is 0. Mu 0 means then what is the acceleration? G sin theta. This is what the basic thing which we will study in laws of motion. Initially, like connecting bodies, contact bodies, when we study about it, there we have studied the block sliding down and smooth inclined surface. Then the acceleration is how much? G sin theta. So that's why if you remember the acceleration on rough inclined surface, then you can get the acceleration on smooth surface when you equate mu 0. This is what the basic idea of motion of a block or body on rough inclined surface. Similarly, let us talk about what are the other cases will come based on this. Now, consider the second possible case. So the second possible case is, see, if you kept the block on the rough surface, then it can slide down. It may or may not. It must slide down when the angle is greater than theta. Let's say pi is greater than theta. Then the body will slide down. Now if somebody asks you what is the force required just to move, it is up the inclined plane. It was sliding down on its own. Now you have to apply some force such that it should move up, just ready to move up. Then here already friction is there initially and mg sin theta is there. So that mg sin theta greater than F, so it was coming down. But now you are trying to move up. Then friction direction changes downward. Why? Because now you are trying to move up. You are trying to push the body upward. Then what happens? The friction opposes the motion. It is ready to move up means the friction is downward. Then the force required to move it up will become F plus mg sin theta, where F is again what? Mu n. So mu into mg cos theta. This is the force required to move the body up. Same question also asked in different manner. Let's take. Consider the same situation. But now, what is the force required? Horizontal force required to move the body up the inclined plane. Then what happens is, see here, take one parallel, one horizontal. So this is the horizontal, this is parallel to inclination. What is this angle? Pi. Sorry, this is not theta, this is pi. This is also pi. Now, here, this component will become F cos pi. This component will become F sin pi. There is already one normal reaction. There is one mg cos theta. And there is one mg sin theta. So, if you take the body, there is one F cos pi and there is one F sin pi and there is one mg cos theta. and there is one mg sin theta, sorry again pi sin pi, and here normal reaction. Now the friction will act what? Downward. Now f cos pi should be equal to f plus mg sin pi, where f equal to how much? Mu n. But what is n equal to here? Mg cos pi plus f sin pi. So please try to understand, here there is a difference. Here you are applying the force along the incline, so that this is the force required to move it up. But here you are trying to move it up, but you are applying the force along the horizontal. That's why there is a difference. So this is the way you need to understand. Here everything, this is the possible direction of motion. That's why I consider it as x and this as y. So that's why you have to take the component of all forces only along x and y. After dividing into components, y direction you balance it, and x direction you can write the equation of motion. But here just ready to move, that's why I am balancing the x direction also. This is the force, this must balance this one so that it is ready to move. If this force is greater than this one, then it will move upward. So these two cases, so please try to understand the difference. So this is one more case based on rough inclined surface. Now one more question I will explain you based on the same rough inclined surface. Now suppose this is one smooth surface, this is one rough surface. Now here you kept one block, so here mu 0, here mu is not 0. Now here it moves with an acceleration a1 equal to g sin theta, here it goes with a2 equal to g into sin theta minus mu cos theta. Then what is the time taken to reach this? T equal to root of 2s by a, where s is length of the incline. Because acceleration constant. For constant acceleration, what is the time taken to cover some distance? Starting from rest. We have seen kinematics. Similarly, here also same formula, under root 2s by a. But this is the time t1 because a1. This is the time t2, this is a2. Then comparison questions they will ask you. Suppose sometime they may give you like, this time is lesser than this one, of course, because friction means it will move slowly. Like this time is 2 times, this time is n times. Like t2 is n times of t1. Then derive the relation between them. Or then find the value of mu. Then by substituting a1, a2, you can get it. So this is all about what? The motion on rough inclined surface. So please understand these basic things and try to practice them. Now let us try to solve 2-3 questions which already given, type of questions which we got in the previous entrances, which are very important models, and let us check whether these things whatever we have studied is helpful in solving those questions or not. Let us understand and let us try to solve them. Let us try to understand few questions based on friction. So here the first question, if the body slides down an inclined plane, find net force, acceleration, time taken, speed at the bottom, work done by mg and f. So here the very first thing, what is the net force? See, consider an inclined surface. Just before we have already seen, if the block is sliding down, there is a normal reaction, there is one mg cos theta, there is one component mg sin theta, and there is a friction, and the friction is mu n, nothing but mu mg cos theta. If they specify mu s mu k, then this must be mu k. Remember that thing. Now here the resultant force means what I told you, force in the direction of motion minus force in the opposite direction. force in the direction is mg sin theta minus force in the opposite direction is F. So it will become mg sin theta minus mu mg cos theta. So this is the first answer. Net force. Then what is the acceleration? What is the acceleration? Second question. This is first. Acceleration already we found it. What is the acceleration? G into sin theta minus mu cos theta. Time taken to reach the bottom. That also we have taken already just before. That is under root 2s by a under root 2s by g into sin theta minus mu cos theta. This is what? The time taken to reach the ground, because the acceleration is constant. So what kind of motion it will perform? Uniformly accelerated motion. So next take the fourth one. Now what is the fourth one? Fourth one is speed at the bottom. It is uniformly accelerated motion, means you can apply v square minus u square equal to 2as. So v square is the velocity at the bottom starting from rest. So initial velocity is 0 and 2 into a into s. So v equal to under root 2as. So under root 2 into a is g into sin theta minus mu cos theta into s. So this is the velocity or speed at the bottom. Now similarly, you can find the work done by mg and f. Of course, we have not done about the work done, but simply you know what is the meaning of work done. These both forces mg and f both are constant force. So work done by a constant force is fs cos theta. So work done by mg is, here mg is having two components. Displacement is along the incline s, but mg cos theta perpendicular to displacement. So what is the work done by mg cos theta? 0, because theta 90. What is the work done by mg sin theta? It is along the displacement. So theta 0, cos 0 1. So mg sin theta times s displacement. This is the work done by mg. Now work done by friction. Work done by friction is acting up, displacement is down. Then what is theta in case of friction? 180. What is cos 180? Minus 1. So negative work done, because here work is done by friction against the motion. So work done against friction will become minus mu mg cos theta f, frictional force, times displacement s. So this is the work done by mg and this is the work done by friction. So this is the way they'll ask questions based on friction. And let's take one more question. Force required to drag the block downward along the incline. So just before already we discussed what is the force required to move the block upward. If you apply the force along the incline upward. Now they are asking what is the force required to drag the block downward. So already there are forces like normal reaction, mg cos theta and mg sin theta, and there is a friction. See, if it is sliding already, there is no need of any external force required to pull downward. When this external force required to pull it down, when the angle of inclination is less than angle of repose, then the block remains at rest. Then you have to apply some external force, because in that situation mg sin theta is not enough to overcome the limiting friction. So in that case, if you apply F plus mg sin theta should be balanced by F, then the block is ready to move. So that F will become what? F minus mg sin theta. What is F? Mu mg cos theta minus mg sin theta. If you apply this much of force or greater than this, then the block slides down. If you apply this much, then it slides down with constant velocity. If you apply with greater force, greater than this force, then there is one acceleration. What is the acceleration? mg sin theta plus F minus friction whole divided by mass, because this is the resultant force. Force in the direction minus force in the opposite direction divided by mass. Now you can substitute the external force value here and you can calculate acceleration. This is the case when you try to pull the body downward along the incline, when the angle of inclination is what? Less than angle of repose. Now similarly one more question they have given. What is the question is, see I have given just a diagram. A block of mass 10 kg is kept on the inclined surface and a force P is applying upward and a force 3 Newton applying downward. Now the question is, find minimum value of P so that block moves upward along incline. Now take the free body diagram. One force P you are acting, one force 3 Newton is acting. There must be one normal reaction. There is one component mg cos theta. There is another component mg sin theta, where theta is how much they have given? 45 degrees. Theta is 45 degrees. Now here the minimum force required to pull it up. So here itself you have to decide that friction is downward, not upward. Don't think like it is coming down. You are trying to pull it up, then friction changes its direction to downward. Then the minimum force required to move the body means 3 plus F plus mg sin theta. M is given. Take g approximately 10 meter per second square. Then mass is 10 kg. Theta is 45 degrees. What about friction? Friction is mu n. N is how much? mg cos theta. So what is the P minimum will become? 3 plus mu mg cos theta plus mg sin theta. So this is the way you need to solve the questions based on friction. Last but not least, one more concept I will explain you in a brief manner, based on which sometimes questions asked, that is block upon block. The simple case of block upon block. Let us try to understand the final concept, that is block upon block. There are two situations you will get it, that is the force can be applied on the lower block, the force can be applied on the upper block. In both the situation, the simple type of question what you can get is, the friction between the lower block and surface is 0 and there is a friction between the two blocks. In both the situations, up to some maximum force you can apply, the blocks move together, and that value I have given here. So you can derive this condition in a way like, as long as the friction exists between them is static, then they move together. Static means they must be rest. There should not be any relative sliding. Until the friction reaches its limiting friction, they must move with common acceleration. So that equivalent force is this one. And always when you get this question, you have to check first this condition, whether the applied force is greater than this maximum or less than. If this external force is less than maximum force you can apply to move them together, then the common acceleration is same, resultant force by total mass, because now they act like a single system of mass m plus m. So this is the common acceleration for F less than F max, for any condition like F less than F max. Now when the friction reaches limiting value, then F reaches F max, then the maximum common acceleration, that is Fs maximi m, because this block is moving because of friction here. Here this block is moving because of friction. Here we are pulling this, here we are pulling this, but here this is moving, here this is moving just because of friction. And what friction? Limiting friction. So what is the common acceleration here? Mu s g. But here common acceleration, maximum common acceleration is this is just moving because of frictional force. So frictional force by mass. So this is the maximum common acceleration. So what is the common acceleration? Then F less than F maximum. What is the maximum common acceleration? That is different. Then comes what is the individual acceleration? When it is possible? When the external force is greater than F maximum. When F is greater than F maximum, then they move independently. Now this is moving because of friction. What friction will act? Kinetic friction. Then what is its acceleration will become? Force by mass. So mu kg. And for this one, external force F, friction is Fk. So what is the acceleration formula? F minus Fk equal to ma2. Similarly here also, this gets the equation like F minus Fk equal to ma1. But this is moving just because of friction. So they are moving now independently, means here what friction will be there? Kinetic friction. So what is its acceleration will become? Kinetic friction by mass. So this is all about block upon block simple based questions. Now you understood what is the meaning of friction, what are the basic formulas, and what are the types of various questions can be asked in the entrance point of view. And I hope you all understood. You will practice and you will get perfection. So this is what our fourth topic, friction. So thank you so much, and let us continue with our next topic. Thank you.